The season finale of New Amsterdam is tonight, and the big question is, will they or won't they? Fans have been waiting to see how the story between Dr. Goodwin and Dr. Sharp will play out, and tonight we may finally get our answer.
Hey, it's me. I miss you. I can't get you out of my head. It's very distracting. We said things to each other that were just the beginning, and we never quite. Anyway, now you're gone, and it just feels like it's been forever, and I really need to see you.
Joining me are Ryan Eggold and Freema Agyeman, who played Dr. Max Goodwin and Dr. Helen Sharp. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
So what can you say about Max and Helen's relationship, and what should we expect to see in the finale? I want to see them get together, but I understand.
Me too. It's a really great relationship to explore. You know, they've been on so many different sides of the coin, and they've been living in this kind of gray middle space where there are things being felt and there are things that aren't being said, but they're not quite articulating what may be happening between them. So I think that's where we're going to head in the finale, is maybe articulating some of those unarticulated thoughts and feelings.
Well, how much fun has it been to do this show, which is based on real life experiences, and see what the writers choose to do with the characters and develop their storylines?
It's so fun. I mean, I think I can speak for both Ryan and I when I say when we have the table reads, it's always so interesting because it's exciting because you don't really know what's in store for your character, which is always fun. But also the story of the week that they write about is always so fascinating, because whether it's something very topical and very pertinent and very important, or whether it's something unusual and sort of maybe unheard of. Like we had one episode about the chimera, the woman that was a chimera that absorbed her twin and then had two sets of eggs, so gave birth to a natural child, but from her sister's egg. And when a family member of mine watched that, she said she immediately went online and started Googling whether that's true and whether that can actually happen. And she was like, my mind has been blown. So I love the way the writers go down these little rabbit holes and find all these interesting true life stories, as well as discussing and reflecting true society as well.
That's true. I feel like I learn something new every time I watch the show, which will be back in the fall. So how much does tonight's finale set things up for the next season?
That's a good question. I mean, I feel like so much changes in this finale, and you know, in terms of setting up season 4, it's you know, I think there's a fair amount of closure to a lot of storylines from season 3, which I think is nice. Things that the characters have been battling all season, which just sets them in a new landscape, in a new place. You know, they either are coming to terms with something, getting over something, or realizing, you know, this is something they need to deal with. I mean, they're all sort of coming to the end of something or some kind of realization, which is always, of course, the beginning of, you know, the next chapter.
That's right. So now I have a tough question for you guys really quickly, because we're almost out of time. Besides your own character, who is your favorite character on the show?
Helen Sharp.
No. Max Goodwin. I've got a really interesting thing to say before we're out of time, but I was going through all my old stuff in my house the other day and I found my birth certificate, and the doctor who delivered me was called Dr. Goodwin. I just discovered
Are you
that.
serious?
I'm serious.
Whoa, that's a trip. That's
Deliver
weird.
me, Dr. Goodwin. Deliver me.
That's fake. Well, you're welcome.
Well, it was kismet. Clearly. Ryan and Freema, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.